Well, good morning, everyone. This is Keith with Positively Osceola. Thanks for tuning in another episode of our Daybreak Live. And of all our shows, I think this is the favorite time slot. It's nice to certainly nice to have a 6 p.m., 5:30 p.m. cup of coffee to rejuvenate through the day. But the morning's always fresh, and it's a great way to start. And on a Monday, what could be more cool than hanging out with State Representative Kristen Arrington for District 43? I'm going to pop her in real quick, and bam, there she is. Good morning.
Good morning, Keith. I thought you were going to say that this show with me is your favorite show of the week. So I was waiting for you to get yourself in a little bit of a trouble on a Monday morning.
Well, it just so happens that is quite true, actually. No better way to start the week than say hello to State Representative Kristen Arrington for District 43. That's how I should have worded it, actually, right?
It's all good.
But I didn't. Here, I'll zoom us in a little bit more. Bam! Up close and personal. So we get a chance to talk a little bit more about the legislative session that's taking place up there. But we'll start it off by saying happy Monday. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Keith. Starting off the week right. I've been loving doing this every Monday morning and giving a recap for the week before, because what happens is I talk to you all on Monday, and then usually by Tuesday, all our notices drop for the week. So a lot of new things happen during the week. So it's great because then I'm able to report it to you all each Monday.
That's excellent. Well, we appreciate it. People have been really liking it and asking about it. And so we're glad that we're able to do this. And I know we seem to be talking about the chilly weather every Monday, so I won't go there. I checked on my iPhone as it flew through the air that the temperature was a little warmer this Monday, so it's all good. So why don't we go ahead and start it, make it official? Okay with you?
Sounds great.
Here we go. You know, I pointed out before that particular collage of humans has a little bit too much on the Keith side, but if you can forgive me for that, what's really cool is all the folks that are all over the community doing really great things, and we could have had 1,000 photos of all the things that take place in and around the county, and it still wouldn't be enough because folks are out there doing it, and I think that's part of why you do what you do. I mean, you're plugged into the community, and I think that makes sense that person or that kind of person would be a representative. So again, we welcome you here today, and of course, State Representative Kristen Arrington, District 43. And this is, if I'm correct, this is week 5 in the legislative session. Is that correct?
That is correct. So this week, about midweek, will be our halfway mark of the legislative session. So it's definitely been going quickly.
Yes, I'm sure it does seem that way, but the work doesn't end, I'm sure, there. But why don't you go ahead and let us know what's going on, what things may have changed since last we spoke, and we'll listen up and see what's going on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the opportunity. As I mentioned earlier, it's great coming in on Mondays and being able to give a recap from last week. So last week was week 4, as you mentioned, since we're going into week 5. And it was a really good, productive week for us, which is always a wonderful thing. One of our bills, which is HB 229, I think I've spoke on it here before, and that's in regards to guidance services on career counseling. So that bill passed its first committee this last week, and it's going to be heard in the Senate with its companion bill this week. So that's great. That means that it's moving on both sides, the House and the Senate. So we're looking forward to getting that to the House floor this year for a vote and make it to be a new statute and law for us. And just to give a recap on what that legislation does, is currently students in middle and high school are made aware of the AP opportunities and dual enrollment opportunities, the stuff that a lot of the kids that are doing well probably already are in tune with. And what this legislation would do is it would expand that notification to include career and technical pathways. So folks know about career opportunities close to home, an internship, and a pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship program. Sorry, that's a mouthful. So they're able to get great workforce training close to home and get a high wage job that they don't have to go with the traditional 4-year university. Additionally, this legislation requires that the information would be presented in a language that's understandable to the student and parent, which we know is very important in an area like Osceola, where so many of our students and parents speak Spanish. We want to make sure that they understand all the opportunities available to them. So we're really excited that that one passed through its first committee this last week, and it's moving in the Senate this week. So that's great news for Osceola County that has Valencia and OTEC and Florida Technical College, and also a lot of places across the state for other students as well. Also last week, as I mentioned on Monday, we voted on the redistricting maps. So you all can go to floridaredistricting.gov and see that map. That map did pass through the House. We will see what happens going back and forth with the House and Senate. And I know this week redistricting is going to be working on the congressional maps, and I think they're addressing the map that the governor has submitted. So this process is still moving. So if y'all want to follow along, please do so. And I will also keep you updated on redistricting. Also, coming up this week, we will be on the House floor again doing some votes. And one of the bills that is probably the more controversial one would be the one that removes school board members' pay. So that's one that I'm definitely not going to be supporting. There also are, excuse me, a lot other great bills that we are going to be hearing this week as well. If you go to myfloridahouse.gov, you can see what is on the agenda, which is for the House this week. You can also look what are on the agendas for the committees, because we are finishing up those in the next couple of weeks, and we will just be taking all the bills that we vetted through the committees and voting for them on the House floor. Additionally, sorry, I'm giving you so much information.
No, please do.
This last week, we had the first round of budgets were released. So that's very important. We talked on here multiple times about appropriation projects, which you always remind me to let folks know not to speak in those terms, and let folks know that the appropriation projects are projects for money to help nonprofits or governments. So some of those we submitted a lot this year, and a lot of them have made it to the first draft of budgets. We have the Lake Toho water quality study, and that's both in the Senate and the House budget. So it's great that's in both of those. In the House budget, our big priority for the Hope Partnership Attainable Housing, that has made it into the House budget for $250,000. And also our Shingle Creek Regional Trail Security and Protection Project has made it into the House budget, which is $400,000. Some of the appropriations that I have made it just into the Senate budget.
Sure.
And that's for Victory Village. That's a hotel motel conversion. That's an affordable housing project on 192. So we're excited that that one's made it. So same with Osceola Recovery Project, which we discussed, I believe it was last week or the week before, which would be a new program in Osceola to help those recovering from addiction and also help our students not get addicted.
Right.
And then also we do have some appropriations that made into the Senate budget for Park Place Behavioral Center for a bilingual psychiatrist, and also some transportation option for them for their new affordable housing project that they're working on. And that's kind of the update as far as the stuff that I'm working on from this last week. So as I mentioned, it was kind of a busy week, and looking forward to this week being a wonderful and productive one for District 43, and reporting back next Monday.
So let me ask you a few things. So the Osceola recovery bill, how does, and you mentioned prevention. I'm assuming that has something to do with education in the way of addictions. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And it's going to be a new program. We're finding smaller organizations that are coalitions like this that are popping up throughout Florida. I met a wonderful mother and her son that came up to Tallahassee a couple weeks ago after I had already submitted this project, that they're doing something similar in their community. And they've had great success, and also had branch out to lots of other programs. One of them was very adorable. It was something Hope Angels, and it says, tired of your dope dealer, why don't you find a hope dealer? And it's Hope Angels. And so it was, it's a really good thing for our community. And we see so many opioid use, and we definitely need to do some things to address those locally.
Yeah, nothing steals the source and the core of a community like addictions, I think. And then we wonder where crime is. And it's certainly those are all connected issues. And I think we just, if it's not something that's happening in your family or in your close knit circle of life, I think unfortunately we kind of just don't discuss it, and it becomes something that, somebody else's problem. In reality, it's the community problem. And, we need to address that. It's the great theft of who we really are as a people. And so, that's a great thing. Good for you. I was going to ask you one other thing too. Gosh, I should have wrote it down, but let me zing over to something and this you may not be able to discuss this too much. I now remember what I was going to say. So going back to the school district, school board members. So I know it'll be coming from your perspective on this, but so what's the thinking on that, to remove the pay from school board members? There's got to be a main reason why that's wanting to happen, or that person is.
Well, I have my own suspicions, but what we are told is that it's more of a volunteer position, and that we should be looking for folks that are wanting to volunteer for this job rather than get a paycheck, which I absolutely understand. But
Sure.
we know our school board members are not making tons of money, and I definitely say we can see their value in the last 2 years when they've been handling a horrible time and have school board meetings that are very, very long and very contentious. So, and now I would tell you my opinion is I think that the legislature is a little bit coming for attack on school board members for some of the decisions over the last couple of years. And
Right.
so this is a way to, maybe punish some of them, and also unfortunately get folks that are maybe able to do this part-time, or, those that aren't financially wealthy. It's going to unfortunately box them out of these positions.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just my own personal opinion. That's bad timing. Perhaps these guys have worked everything has been contentious, no question, but that's because that's the name. I think we should all have civil discourse, should be much more present in those meetings. I don't mind saying that. I have been saying that lately a lot, but and that's not been happening a lot. But I think
we all get passionate when we're talking about our children. I mean, they are a precious resource. So, the school board members have to make some really difficult decisions, even when it's not during a pandemic.
Right.
And, we want the best and those that are there for the best intentions, or at least that's my opinion. So, as I said, I will definitely be voting no regarding that one.
Yeah. A lot of those things, my son's now past the high school level and all that. And so public school level. So, but I don't think it's changed for me any. I think I'm okay with those conversations getting a little heated. I think probably what you just said nails it, which is it's about the kids. If it's your family, if it's about your community, and if you've been elected to represent, I think it's going to happen like that to some degree. And I think it's okay as long as, somebody mentioned something I don't think I probably commented back enough the last few days. Years and years ago, maybe, or a few years ago, when there wasn't a lot of discussion back and forth between parents and board members, perhaps that's not the best scenario. Maybe we should sacrifice a little bit of patience in there and let it be discussed, because there are some real big issues happening. So maybe that's the way to go. Let the commentary take place, huh?
Absolutely. I think difficult conversations, we always come out of something good, and sometimes people might go to one extreme or another, but sometimes we have to discuss those extremes to be able to, come to a compromise and come to the middle. So, I always encourage those conversations. We always talk about that on here, Keith, is that it's really important for us as elected officials to know your opinions, know your challenges, so we can properly represent you.
As long as we don't get to the point where iPhone 13s are flying across the road, then we're okay.
Yes, absolutely. That's definitely an inside joke, but luckily I have not had that problem as of yet.
Hold on to them. That's the key. Hold on to your phones. Hey, one last thing, perhaps. I did have a chance to see that Senator, I believe it was Torres, is in the Senate side, was bringing discussion about working basically on affordable rent. Basically, did you catch any of that he's bringing that up?
I have. I don't know the details of that bill. I know that there are a couple of them that, unfortunately, some people say the word rent control, and people react negatively to that.
Sure.
But when you see ridiculous amounts of increases in rent, and you also see the places that they are for these amounts too, and people having to live in literally slum conditions for a
Right.
ridiculous amount of rate, and what we see people selling for, definitely, I think everything should be on the table, and Floridians deserve that.
Yeah. I don't know how I don't know how that's going to how that'll end up at some point here. I mean, rent is going to continue to trend upward right now, and with everything else going that way. So certainly a topic we'll be somehow discussing in the near future for sure. Anything else you want to share with us this morning?
Well, just in those same regards, that's why we also have to make sure we continue to increase our wages as well. So not only do we have this problem with affordable housing, but we have this problem with low wages, and as we discussed, also workforce training. So we need to work on all those things together as a coalition to really be able to lift up.
Yeah, I had a chance to speak to Belinda Kirkgard, economic development over City of Kissimmee, and the mantra seems to be skilling up and upskilling. Getting people to stop and say, let's if you're not happy where you're at, maybe it's time to get that education. And some of the things you were mentioning early on would lend to that for sure. I love the fact that Valencia College is accessible in so many different places in this community. Used to be a time where I think I remember hearing it was an hour and a half or 2 hours from somebody to come from Point Siena to try to get to the Osceola campus. Those days are behind us now. I like seeing OTech being pushed out there, like you mentioned earlier. I think those are really are good things for the community. And I think they're going to continue to be more and more popular. Don't you think?
Absolutely. I think Valencia is a wonderful community partner. Dr. Polinsky is amazing, even with the great results and numbers that they have. It's never enough for her, so she keeps moving that way. Also, I just think, Osceola County, they have a focus on it and providing scholarships and opportunities. So I think, all these folks working together, this is really a great opportunity for folks, like you said, that are looking for a change. There are so many opportunities where they are able to afford that change and really get themselves a better life for them and their families. So I look forward to those changes, and I think that we are definitely moving in the right direction with that, to answer your question.
Agree with you. I know Dr. Polinsky's, everybody loves Dr. Polinsky. She's done a great job. And I love the way the synergy between the school district of Osceola County with Dr. Deborah Pace and Dr. Polinsky. I love that they are very close, and a lot of respect between the two, and they work well together. So it's a big deal. I think you have to have that, or else how do you do anything,
Absolutely agreed. And, before I started session, I met with some of our local high schools in the district, and also Commissioner Arrington has, because he's worked on some scholarships with Valencia, and having
Sure.
talks with what those students are actually wanting for a career. So we make sure that we're providing the correct pathways and the correct training for them. So it's something that they want and something they can use. And so all the right folks have been at the table. So I'm definitely very positive for our future.
As are we here at Positively Osceola. That seems like the segue of segues. I will thank you for that one. On the bottom of the screen right there, you can see how to get a hold of the state rep right here. It shouldn't be too difficult. And we've spoken about this each time. It's tough to do your job if we're not communicating to you as a community. And so certainly, again, I'll remind folks that this is a representative government, and your chance to reach out and say, hey, look, I'm not happy about this. I'm very happy about this. Whichever way that is, I know you want to hear feedback, correct?
Absolutely. Thanks for reminding the folks. I don't want to be naive and think that they hear this every week, or egotistical and think they're tuning in every week. But definitely not just myself, but your representatives locally. It's just really important just to let us know how you feel. Like he said, good or bad news, or even ideas. We love ideas. Folks that are experiencing things firsthand come up with great ideas and great inventions to fix those things. So please let us know how we can help you.
Well, again, we'll close it out. We certainly appreciate that you'd stop your week's the schedule and get right to communicating with us and the community for sure. And so, good luck again this week. Looking forward to hearing what you'll bring back to us again next Monday. And so, best of luck to you. Be safe up there. All right.
Thank you. Have a great week, everybody.
Absolutely. Again, this is Keith with Positively Osceola, along with State Representative Kristen Arrington for District 43. She's up in Tallahassee doing it for the community, folks. Reach out to her. Like I said, whether it's something you have concern with, Yep, give her a call, and I think that number is still there. But give her a call, communicate with her, let her know what you're thinking. Either way, that way she can really help bring solutions. And so again, we thank you again, Keith with Positively Osceola, along with Kristen Arrington, representative from District 43, together making a positive difference in and around Osceola County. Thanks.